Hi everybody, on this episode we visit the most popular historical area of Moscow city in Russia. The Moscow Kremlin is a fortified complex in the center of Moscow, overlooking the Moskva River to the south, St. Basil Cathedral and Red Square to the east, and Alexander Garden to the west. It includes 5 palaces, 4 cathedrals, and the enclosing Kremlin wall with Kremlin towers. In addition, within this complex is the Grand Kremlin Palace that was formerly the Tsar's Moscow residence. The complex now serves as the official residence of the President of the Russian Federation and as a museum with approximately 2.5 million visitors yearly. The Cathedral Square can be visited freely from 9:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. in summertime and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in wintertime. The entry ticket allows you to visit all of the cathedrals and the museums within the Kremlin except Ivan the Great's bell tower.
And it's okay to take pictures here, but not inside the churches.
Admission fee to visit architectural complex is around €10 and free of charge for children below 16 years old. Also, there are guided tours or audio guide with additional costs. The ticket office is located in the Alexander Garden next to the Kremlin main entrance at the Kutafya Tower, the only white tower of the Kremlin connected to a bridge. When we enter inside the walls, the first building that we see is Kremlin State Palace, which is the newest building in the area. It is constructed in 1961 and used as the Congressional Palace and as a concert hall. The palace is the principal center for the Kremlin Ballet, one of the most important ballet companies in Russia. On our walking way, we see the Kremlin Senate Palace, which is constructed from 1776 to 1787. It originally housed the Moscow branch of the governing Senate, the highest judiciary and legislative office of Imperial Russia. Still, there is a working office of President of Russia. Inside the Kremlin, there are many types of war cannons are exhibited. The Tsar cannon is the largest artillery piece in the area. It is the monument of Russian artillery casting art by the Andrei Chokov. It was produced in 16th century but never used in a war. Per the Guinness Book of Records, it is the largest bombard by caliber in the world and it is a major tourist attraction in the ensemble of Moscow Kremlin.
This weapon is too short to be a siege weapon and is too big to fire with grapes, to fire with, crushed pieces of stones. So it's not this, they're not that, so it's somewhere in the middle, like a decoration. It's not solid because there's no way to use it. So decided to leave it in the field and only.
The Tsar bell, also known as the Tsarsky Koloko or Royal Bell, is a 6.14 meter tall and 6.6 meter diameter bell on display on the grounds of the Moscow Kremlin. The bell was commissioned by Empress Anna Ivanovna, niece of Peter the Great. Made made of bronze, the bell cracked during a fire after being completed and has never been rung. The bell is the largest bell in the world.
Mayor of Moscow, he took the icon out of them because they kissed the icon asking for help. And you know, when you kiss this icon, it spreads disease. It spreads disease.
Cathedral Square or Sobornaya Square is the central square of the Moscow Kremlin, where all of its streets used to converge in the 15th century. The square owes its name from three cathedrals, which are Cathedral of the Dormition, Cathedral of the Archangel, and the Cathedral of Annunciation. Every year, a huge Christmas tree is located in the middle of the square. Inside the cathedrals, photography and videography are not allowed. The site had been continuously inhabited since the 2nd century before the century. It was surrounded by the first walls in 1156, which were mostly like a simple wooden fence with guard towers. Destroyed by the Mongol Tatar invasion, the Moscow Kremlin was rebuilt again. Then the oak walls were replaced with a strong citadel with white limestone on the basic foundations of the current walls. The Kremlin walls as they now appear were built between 1485 and 1495 with the authority of Ivan the Great. Tainitsky Garden is an urban park located within the walls of the Kremlin. The park is named after the Tainitskaya Tower in the Kremlin wall. And is part of the portion of the Kremlin which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Archaeological investigations at Tainitsky Garden in 2007 uncovered the foundations of ancient houses and artifacts from everyday medieval life. During a state visit to Russia in 2008, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi lived on a tent set up in this garden. One highlight of this garden was an oak tree named Cosmos, planted by Yuri Gagarin on April 14, 1961, just 2 days after his return from his historic spaceflight.
One of the objects they put about Americans never being in the moon.
The Spasskaya Tower or Xavier Tower is the main tower at the end of the Tainitsky Garden on the eastern wall of the Moscow Kremlin, which overlooks the Red Square and St. Basil's Cathedral. It is also the main exit gate to go outside the walls.